discussed in the yesterday's session. I'm just recap once again. I'm just going back once again. So we have created the bank account, bank related GL accounts, and at the same time, how the masking functionality will be used for to determine the bank accounts. Okay. So now, as part of the configuration, what we have done, we just have created the account symbols. Okay. So now let me go to once again the account symbols. The purpose of the account symbols can be used to differentiate the accounts. Okay, now we have the different kind of GL accounts. Okay, one is a main bank account, another one is a incoming clearing account, another one is the outgoing clearing account. Okay, so now I have the different types of GL accounts are there. Okay, so now in order to differentiate the GL accounts, that is the reason number one. Again, the second thing is that when the bank reconciliation will happen, I'm not going to specifying any GL accounts in the front end screen. Okay, so debit this GL account, credit this GL account, not like that. What system does based on the account symbols, that account symbols will be assigned to the GL accounts. Okay, for these two combinations, we are going to creating the posting rules. Okay, let's see the one by one how it will work. So the transaction code OT83 is the single transaction code where we can map the electronic bank statement related settings here. So yesterday I have created with the jet. See, now these are the account symbols which I have created yesterday. So main bank account, outgoing clearing, incoming clearing, bank charges. Now let me move to the assign accounts to the account symbols. Okay, so now this configuration which I am doing at chart of accounts level. Remember, if I do the chart of accounts level and under this chart of accounts, okay, so if I have multiple company codes which are following the same chart of accounts, then this configuration will be applicable for all those company codes. If you want, you can use the same configuration for all the company codes. Okay, so now let me go here, click on the new entries, select the account symbol which you have created, main bank account. Now come to here, the GL account as we discussed. Okay, so now here there is no option to select a drop down option. Remember, okay. So now you need to key the GL accounts. Okay, so now what are the GL accounts we have created yesterday? This is the these are the GL accounts we have created. Let me go here. But remember, as I mentioned, here it should be the masking functionality should be given properly. Otherwise, see now if it is a only one GL account only for one bank account, then that is fine. Otherwise, what will happen? If I have the concept I have already explained, okay, the same, the ending digit should be 0, that should be considered as my main bank account. Okay, if at all, if you have a multiple bank accounts, then you need to specify or you need to key the masking functionality logically. Otherwise, okay, the system will not perform properly the bank reconciliation. So simply the system will fail the reconciliation during the reconciliation. Okay, then Z002 outgoing clearing account. Okay, here plus it will come into picture. Don't specify any currency here. Then what is the Z002 to outgoing clearing account. So this is the GL account which I want to use for outgoing payments. Then here I'll specify the masking. So 2 plus plus also I'll specify. Okay, here I'll specify 2, sorry, 2 plus plus. Okay, so now here that after, okay, zeros 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, after 5 zeros, then the mandatory 2 should be there. Then after that, if you want, you can specify the 0. Like this also you can provide. Okay, so now however you want, you can provide the, okay, the masking functionality. Okay, then I'll give here also plus, or else if you want, you can provide like this also, straightforward. All like this also you can provide. Okay, so now wherever the ending digit is 1, okay, wherever the ending digit is 0, that should be considered as a main bank account. Okay, Z003, then 2 plus 2. Okay, so the ending digit should be 2. This is the my outgoing clearing account. Then Z004. Okay, straightforward. I will mention here is the GL account. Since it is only the single GL account, I may not require multiple GL accounts for bank charges. Remember, I can use the same GL account for all my bank transactions. So I'm just keying here. Understand this one. Then create keys for the posting rule. Okay. Now what we did while ago, here I have created the account symbols. Then for that, for those account symbols, I have mapped the GL account. But now with these two combination, I want to I want to tell the system this account should get debit, this account should get credit. But in which circumstances that should be debit, they should be credit. How system should know that one? Then for that one, first what I need to do, I need to create the posting rules here. Okay. So now posting rules just for the identification only. Okay. So now under this posting rule, the account symbols will be assigned. Okay, let me check here. Are there any created the Z? Nothing has been created. Now let me go to here. Z001 main bank. See now, however you want main bank Z002 outgoing going clearing Z003 coming clearing, then Z004 bank charges. Then I just have created the posting rules. I did not do anything here. Then come to define posting rules. Click on the new entries. Okay, before going to defining the posting rules, we need to understand the accounting entries. How the accounting entries will be generated, what are the accounting entries need to be posted, and what would be the scenario. Okay, so now accounting entries. Accounting entries. Let's talk about the vendor case. Vendor outgoing payment. Then what is the process for vendor outgoing payment? Then first what we will do, we will post the vendor invoice by using F-43 or FB60. Then what would be the accounting entry? let's assume my expense account will be debit, then to my vendor account will be credited. This is the accounting entry. Then the second one is that as soon as once this will get posted, then vendor payment. How we can do? By using either F111, F okay, F110, or we can perform F-53, the manual payments. Which one is feasible? Okay, we can run. But during the run, but F-53 also, then what will happen? Okay, so here we talk about F110, then the accounting entry. Okay, once we run the F110, vendor account will be debit to outgoing clearing account will be credited here. Then here, let us see, I will give the example here. 1st of June 23, we have posted the invoice. Remember here. Then it has due. Okay, let us assume it's a within 15 days or within 10 days the due item. Okay, today it's the line item, it is in due. Then I want to make the payment on behalf of that particular line item. Then what will happen on 13th of June? Then I ran the F110, then initiated the payment. Then once the F110 will executed, then the file will be generated. Either it might be the XML or it's a flat file, whatever it may be. That file will be transmitted to the bank for payments. Then what will happen? See, it depends on the vendor destination point. Okay, so if it is a local vendor, the payment might be happen within the same day. If the vendor destination is outside of the country, there might be a chances it may delay in the payment. Then 14th of June 23rd, the transaction, the payment was happened. Then what will happen here? The accounting entry. Okay, once the payment will happen, remember once the payment will happen, the accounting entry. Remember, this is a very important one. Even remember, for interview point of view, they may ask you even accounting entries also. How the accounting entries will be generated at the time of payments, okay, or at the time of receivables, or at the time of bank charges. You need to in a position to explain all these scenarios end to end. Okay, so now what will happen here? When here is the outgoing clearing account will be debit to my main bank account will be credited here. Then see, now this outgoing clearing account, this and this both are same here. These two are the reconciliation accounts. Okay, so now what will happen here? As soon as once the payment will happen, then what I will do? This will get nullified. Outgoing clearing account. At the same time, this will also get nullified. Then the final accounting entry would be a vendor account will be debit our bank account. So now see, now here the payment originally happened on 14th of June. Okay, so now once the payment will be gone out from our bank account to vendor account. Then the final entry would be vendor account, then to main bank account. Now understand here what is the accounting entry which is going to post at the time of bank reconciliation. Because remember, until here already we have done, right? We have posted the invoice. We ran F110. I'll take the example for the only F110. Then these two things we have already done. Then once the payment will happen, what it does, the bank will send back the electronic bank statement for further reconciliation. Then for this reconciliation, when the reconciliation is going to happen for vendors, only the two entries. Outgoing clearing account will be debit to main bank account. Understand here, outgoing clearing account is a GL account. Then main bank account is a GL account. Both are the GL accounts only here. There is no subledger concept is not coming into picture here. Remember, okay, subledger in the sense it might be accounts receivable or accounts payable. Here we are talking about accounts payable. The vendor concept which is not coming into picture at the time of BRS. Remember, this is the important for you, what you need to understand. See now, I'll put it here. Both the GL, both the GL accounts are the entry. I'll straightforward. I'll put it. The entry is relevant only for GL accounts. There is no concept of subledger. So now subledger is nothing but either it should be a vendor. Okay, vendor or customer, just for your information. So this is not coming into picture. Okay, at the time of BRS, then remember, I'll put it here. At the time of BRS, for vendor case, we would require, this is an important point, we would require the system to post only GL entries. What is the entry which we are expecting? Then this is the entry. This is the entry what I have described here. The system should get post this accounting entry. Remember. Okay. So now how we can design or how we can map the posting rule in the system. Let us go and see into the system. Now the posting rule. Remember here, what would be my posting rule here? See now the posting rule, I will specify here outgoing clearing account. Then what should be, see now posting area. There are two things are there here. Posting area 1, posting area 2, it is there. The posting area 1, wherever the GL related postings are happening, you need to select the posting area 1. Wherever the transactions, wherever the accounting entries which you want to post along with the GL account plus subledger accounts, nothing but your customer vendor transactions, then you need to choose this one. But for our case, the posting area 2 does not applicable since it's only the bank entries. Here I just mentioned here the debit and credit only the GLs. These two are the GL accounts only. Okay. Then select the 1 posting rule. What I have specified here, outgoing clearing account should be debit to main bank account here. First, let us, what should be my, first give the posting key 50. Then what should be the credit? My main bank account should be credit here. Z001. Here the posting key does not require here. Okay, what I am telling to the system, okay, either you can specify if at all if you want the account symbol. Okay, which account symbol you want to make it as a credit, outgoing clearing account. I will tell you. Document type is a SA since it is a GL related transaction. The posting type, it will decide that one, which one is applicable for your case. See now, posting to GL accounts, posting to subledger accounts, posting to subledger accounts, which one is applicable? For our vendor case, this is the posting type will be applicable. Clear debit GL account. Okay, I want to clear this debit GL account, then main bank should get credit here. This is what my posting rule should do. Okay, so now even the moment when I specify the posting type 4, if you specify, see now here is the debit credit post indicators are there. Okay. So now let me specify the 40. System will not take here. System will not consider. It will throw the error message. Let's see. See now, do not enter a posting rule on the debit side. Okay, because I am instructing to the system, the posting type should be a 4. So this is not the required enter. See now system is accepting now. Just for your information. Okay. So now this is the only one posting rule will be enough for your vendor related transactions. But what about the customers? Because for customers, we need to map carefully here. Vendor outgoing payments. The similar way, customer incoming payment. Customer incoming payment. For customer incoming payment, because even though we have not yet completed customer incoming, customer related, uh, I mean accounts receivable module, but I will give the just background of that one. Then I will give is the post customer invoice by using F-22 or FB70. Then what will happen? My customer account will be debit to service account. Service account will be credited since I am providing service to customers. Okay, because since I cannot able to post the sales related entries directly in the FI, because if I want to perform the any sales related, then I have a separate module that is a sales and distribution, which we want to do the integration for that one. Then post customers incoming payment. Then what will happen? The moment when customer initiate the payment, then what would be my accounting entry? Then customer will be, sorry, incoming clearing account will be debit then to customer customer account will be credited here. Then once the payment will be happened, because see, this is the accounting entry which we have already posted in the system. Let's assume post customer incoming payments, because the customer itself initiating the payment. Okay, this entry we cannot able to enter into the system. Then the next one, when we receive the payment, when we receive actual payment, payment from customers, what would be my accounting entry? Then my main bank account will be debit to incoming clearing account should be, sorry, incoming clearing account should be credit here. You can understand here the logic. The moment when we receive the electronic bank statement, here the system need to perform two things for customer's case. What system should do? System should clear the subledger entry. Then at the same time, also system should post the GL accounting entry. Here you can see here the concept of subledger is coming into picture here. Remember here. Okay. So now let us go and map into the system this one. Okay. So now for customers incoming payments, the system need to perform two things. One is the system need to post GL entry. GL entry is nothing but your, remember, posting area 1. Posting area 1, which one will come into picture? Then this will come into the picture, your posting area. This one. Okay, wherever the GL related entry. This exactly it will get matched with yours. Then the second thing is that also the system need to post subledger entry also. Then what is my posting area? This is, if this is the case, posting area 02. So for this one, what would be the, from where that accounting entry it will fetch? Then here the customer concept which is coming into picture. So that is the reason exactly this is the accounting entry for posting area 2. Remember here, this exactly what we need to do in the system. Remember the conclusion. Based on the above conditions, based on the above, for customers incoming payment, at the time of BRS, the system should clear, or system should post customer. Yes, I'll put it here. System should clear customer subledger and GL transaction. Okay, subledger, instead of subledger, I'll put it as a customer line item, and it should clear bank GL accounts also. Bank GL accounts. What will happen here? Two entries should get generated when the customer related payment will happen. Remember, this is the important one for us. Then how we are going to build this logic into the system. Okay, how I'm instructing to the system to perform this activity. Now create the new account, new posting rule. Choose the new posting rule here. Then for my incoming clearing account. First, what I'll do, I'll map for the bank clearing account. For bank clearing account, what should be my debit? The debit should be my main bank account. Here, the debit should be my main bank account. Credit should be my, sorry, here is the 50. Credit should be my incoming clearing account. This is my incoming clearing account. The document type I'll give SC here. Posting type, post to the GL accounts here. Remember, enter, then save it. This is the posting rule which will be work for this main bank account is debit, incoming clearing account credit. But the similar at the same time, I want to clear customer account also. For this one, what would be my posting rule? See now for this one I have already mapped here. Then I'm creating the new posting rule. See the moment if I click, then just take the same posting rule Z003. Then the posting area is a subledger here. Remember here. The moment when I select the subledger, what would be my debit? 40 debit here. See now this is what the accounting entry. Incoming clearing account should be debit. Customer account should get credit here. Then what is my incoming clearing account? This is my incoming clearing account because this is the account symbol. Don't confuse. For this account symbol, we have already assigned the GL accounts. Remember. Now the credit side, which I am not going to specify anything, but I will instruct it to the system digit when the customer payment will happen. Posting type. The posting type should be a clear credit sub account here. See now I am instructing to the system credit to the customer account, debit to this GL account. Enter, save it. Even if you try to specify something here, system will not accept. Let me go back. What are the posting rules we have defined here? This is the posting rule for which you want to, okay, either you can use the posting rule as a main bank account also. Okay, so but now incoming clearing account, I just have used this one. Then here also you can use the main bank account. Okay, just for your information only. Okay, so now see you can take any posting rule, but now the logic inside of that one you need to map properly. So we have defined the two things here. One is for vendor. This is for my vendor. These two are for my customer. But now what about the bank charges? For bank charges related, I haven't done anything. Then let me define the new one. Bank charges. Posting area 140. Account symbol. What would be my account symbol? Bank charges. because only the one GL account, the same GL account should get debit, the same GL account should get credit here. So I'm just mapping the same account symbol here. The posting type is a posting to the GL accounts. Enter. Just save it. Come back. So now these are the posting rules which we have mapped here. Now I am instructing to the system. Okay, you can use these posting rules. But now I have defined these posting rules. How system should know which bank account need to use this which posting rule. At this moment, system does not know. Then let me create the transaction type. What is meant by the transaction type? Here, see now the bank is going to provide, since the electronic bank statements which are coming externally in the sense the banks will provide while sending the banks, as I have mentioned, there are different formats. The electronic bank statements are electronic statements, electronic bank statement formats are electronic bank statement formats, I'll put it. So now the bank will provide the different formats. BAI format. Then BAI 2, this is for logbox. Okay. BAI 1 also it is there, but BAI 1 has been, I mean, no one is using the BAI 1 format. Then MT940, this is for vendor payments. Then this is also BAI can be used for vendor and customers. Vendor and customers. This BAI2, it is only for the customers only. Since the logbox has been designed only for customers, this is for. Then like this, there is a CMT 053. It's a catmat format, what I would say. Then CMT 52 it is there, CMT 54 it is there. So there are n number of formats are there. How we can identify the formats in the system? Go here, go to transaction code FF_5. You can see here, these are the formats what banks are going to offer. In case if at all your bank will offer the format which does not specified here, there is a separate configuration it is there. If you link the format here, then it will be appear in the drop down list. You can select it, then you can upload it. Okay. So now these many formats at this moment we are having, the bank is going to provide. Then so CMT 53, CMT 54, okay, especially this MT940 for vendor incoming payments. Okay, just for your information. Okay, so CMT 50, catmat 54. Okay, so all these bank statements, it should be considered by our system and the file will be read, then the should be accepted by SAP system. Then only the accounting entries will get generated. Okay, I will give some real-time examples. Then in case if at all, and I mean, at what are the situations the system does not read the file, then we will discuss going forward about that one. Okay, now I'm going to consider the statement formats. the format which I am going to use for BAI format. Okay, then let me configure the, okay, BAI already configured here. Okay, BAI format. Let me create the new one. BAI. Okay, BAI. I'll put it here for our understanding. Underscore Z0 SG. I'll put it. Okay, BAI format. BAI format. Then this is the transaction type. The transaction types will be defined according to the bank statements formats. But this, there is no standard rule to define the transaction type as per your bank format. Okay, however you want, you can define it. But this is the identification. This is the identification for your transaction type. Then click on assign external transaction types. This is the very important one. See, now what will happen? You have initiated payments for to make the vendor payment. But now how you can identify them? How you can identify them? So now the bank will differentiate the each and every transaction. What is my opening balance? So there are different transactions are there. Incoming payments are there, outgoing payments are there, opening balance is there, closing balance will be there. So how can differentiate those information in the system? Okay, so now it should be differentiated based on the external transaction types. Then who will provide these external transactions? Remember, the external transaction types will be provided by the bank. Remember, okay, so no one will provide. Okay, the external transactions will be provided by the bank. Then I will show you. Yeah. Now this is the one standard template what I'm having here. If you look at the, if you see here, don't worry, I'll share with you this template. You can see here, while sending the bank in the bank file, either the bank will specify the Swift code or BI code. Okay, remember these two things according to your requirement, according to, okay, some people might be asked to bank send the Swift code if they will follow the Swift mechanism. If they do not want, if the client would like to follow the BI codes, then the bank will key the BI codes. You can see here credit adjustments here 357. This is my BI code. This is my Swift code. BI code is always a numeric digit. Swift code is always a alpha only. Okay, remember. Now you can see here, if I come down here, these are the standard SAPC now. Foreign collections credit. Check deposit package here 175. This is my BI code. Okay, so now incoming money transfer. With help of these BI codes, I can identify what is the, either it is incoming payment or outgoing payment. We can identify what transaction is representing. Check deposited. You can see here incoming payments, ACH credited. If I go here, you can see here 101. Okay. Then you can see local checks. Okay, loan payments. We have n number of BI codes are there. These BI codes, as I mentioned, will be provided by the bank only. Okay, so then every bank, okay, need to follow the same procedure. Okay, so now you can see here, this is the standard template what bank is going to, offer the BI codes. For in the file, either you can consider the Swift code or BI code. Remember, just for your information. Okay, so now for BI code, what I will do, I will key the BI code. Okay, let us see that one. So this is the master template what I will provide to you. You can just refer it back. Then the external transactions will be provided by the bank. Now let me go to configuration. Select the external transaction type. 40, I don't think 40, they have not mentioned. Either you can consider 40 or 040, 40, or we can go for the 010. 010, 015 is the opening and closing balance. Let me do the configuration in the system, that one. 010. The posting rule, I will leave the blank since it is a opening balance, it should be a positive. See, for opening balance and closing balance, I am not going to specify any posting rule. Okay, interpretation algorithm. See now, external transaction type. Okay, so now if you want, you can Google it, we will get it. Don't worry. BI code for opening and closing balance. See now, don't worry. Okay, so now we will get it. See now, as I mentioned here, opening balance, this is my BI code. This is my end of the day. Okay, closing balance. This is my closing. You can just see here. BI code is a 010 is my opening balance. 015 is my closing balance. The same way what I'm doing the configuration in the system. Then here 010 I have specified. But now interpretation algorithm. For what purpose the algorithms can be used? Let's assume I am receiving payment from the customer. Then in the customer payment, the customer has done the payment with reference to the check number, or the system need to identify the reference document number of customer while clearing the payment. Then what would be my interpretation algorithm? In case, if at all, vendor payment also, we have initiated the payment has been made by the bank. Once we receive payment, once we receive EBS file from bank, the system need to identify the vendor document with reference to the, okay, with the reference of that document only, the system need to clear the vendor, system need to post the accounting entries. See now, the interpretation algorithms will work. Okay, see, outgoing check number different from the payment document number. There are different types of standard algorithms are there here. Which one is feasible? See now, if I specify here document number, the system will search the moment when the external, when this transaction will come into picture. Okay, the posting rule will be assigned. Where this transaction you can able to see, let me show you that one sample file format, BAI. Okay, so now let me take this file. You can see this is the BI file format. See now, this is my external transaction type here. The same what you are seeing, sorry, the same what you are seeing here. Okay. So now the posting rule, which I'm going to specify here, based on that, the system will identify that one. But now during this process, which values to be interrupt, okay, which values to be search at the time of posting, remember, okay, which one is feasible for you, you can select here. Up to 909 it is there. Okay, see now 999 also it is there, but in S4 HANA even we can able to see 999, there is a one, okay, standard algorithm which has given. I mean, 999 is nothing but, okay, which customized according to your client requirement. Okay, even this standard algorithms, what standard SAP has been provided. If these algorithms does not meet for your client requirement, you can able to work with your technical team, then you can write it or you can map new interpretation algorithm. But inside of that one, then what would be the logic you need to explain to the your technical consultant. Then they will write the logic according to your requirement, just for your information. Okay. So now planning type, this is not required since the planning type will be used for cash and liquidity management. Okay, so now we are not going to talk about the cash and liquidity management. So now this is not needed here. Then processing type here. Processing type here. See now, as I mentioned, this is my opening balance, right? Okay, I'm just selecting opening balance. 015. The closing balance. Okay. Then I will select here is my closing balance. Okay. Then I will map, apart from these two, I'll map other BI codes. Okay, so let me map the BI code is a 455. I'm just specifying here outgoing. For outgoing, see now here I did not specify any posting rules here. The moment when we receive file from the bank, then with the combination of the BI code, the system will search here this BI code mapped with which posting rule. Let me go here. Then outgoing. This is the posting key. I mean, this is the posting rule which we have mapped here. Then if it is applicable interpretation algorithm, you can specify. Otherwise, you can leave it blank. Enter here. Then let me give the one more BI code is a 165, or I'll specify is a 255. Then this is for my customer incoming payment. Then what would be my posting rule? See now incoming payment. Then here, the moment when I specify here, the algorithm which I want to 031, I'll specify document number search customer number from the line item, because the system need to search the customer line item based on in the BI file. We would required is a customer reference, I mean document number. Based on this number, the system will identify the customer number, customer document number, then it will clear the customer line item. Enter. See, these for these two only opening and closing balance. Since these are the opening and closing balance, for this we may not require any posting rules. Okay, so the opening balance and closing balance will be sent by the bank here. If you can see here, initial the moment when we opened the bank account, my opening and closing balance will be 0. That is the reason I have specified here as a 0. In case if we will have the balance in my bank account, then this information will be sent by the bank. What is the opening balance? What is the closing balance? Then let me think about, okay, let us think about the scenario. Okay, now, okay, so now here the same posting rule. Here the posting rule is the same. Remember, understand the logic here clearly. The same posting rule, which I want to use for the, okay, which I want to use for multiple BI codes. Let us see that one. I will key the 165 for incoming only, Z003. Okay, so now let me use this one, not like this. Let me